Hello, my name is GregTech and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I have just gone ahead and I split up our thing over here just so we didn't have so many machines running off the 4 amps of EV, because I knew at some point I would forget and stuff would get voided and I didn't want that. So yeah, I've just gone ahead and just a 4-slot battery buffer transformer. The stuff is pretty cheap at this point. And split that off. Now eventually, I keep saying that, but this stuff will be in its own little area probably. I was looking at our UU matter, and we actually have a decent amount going on now. 15 buckets. That has been running for quite a while, so one, I think I want to get the new tier of circuits today. We started doing that last episode. I do think I want to get that done. I've also started kind of planning out the, well, not planning out, but I've decided, we're gonna, I think the power is going to go into this and then start branching out into the rest of the base is kind of what I think I was going to do. Originally, I was going to come down here from there, but I think I'm going to go directly into that building and then branch out. So obviously we have the IV cables that come into the base that power everything, but I'll probably have like one maybe come off this way and then down and out into the base, I think. Still not still not what I really want. I don't know. I still am like going back and forth of how I want to do this. I think ideally, once I start getting all these multi-blocks and stuff moved out of here, which I am trying, I think I do want that main thing, like, kind of right here as a central kind of thing, right when you kind of come in the front. You'll see, like, the big battery buffer, because I do think it looks relatively cool. I don't think it's the coolest looking multi-block I've ever seen, but it looks pretty cool. So I was thinking maybe, like, have it, like, right here, and then we would branch off into, like, the different places to go to the rest of the base, because we will have a whole bunch of stuff over there, a whole bunch of stuff over here. I decided I really didn't like the train tracks, the way I was kind of setting it up to branch out into each building. I do like the train tracks. I think I'm actually just going to have, like, in front of each building, we'll just have, like, a train station, like, kind of right here that the thing stops. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah. So you could just, like, if eventually for, like, our final walkthrough and stuff, we'll take a tour of the base. We'll take the train and we'll be like, okay, let's go to this base, and then we'll stop here, get out, and then come back in and then go on, kind of thing. Just trying to get it with the way Minecraft trains work and tracks and stuff. It was just overly complicated, unfortunately, to branch off. What I really wanted was kind of like if you're here, say for example, this is like the main thing, you could just like hit a lever or something like that would change all the switches to the one you want, kind of thing. That's kind of what I was wishing I could do, but that, I just don't know if that is like entirely possible with the signals. Maybe it is, but from what I was like, what I was kind of like watching, I don't know if that is gonna work. But anyway, so that is kind of what I was thinking. So we'll just do each of these like branch offs. We'll have like kind of like a little station thing. I don't know, but I do like the trains though. I think they are really cool. I love trains in Minecraft. So all right, so I'm kind of thinking, I need to get this set up. Once I get the ender tanks, we will start constantly pumping oil to do that. Now I think I will also branch off into like a little smaller building like right here. And this will, I was thinking like maybe do plastics. Stuff kind of related to oil. So like maybe on that side. Maybe on this side. We'll just do kind of like a little... Need to get more. Maybe not 5 wide. Maybe I'll do 3 wide. But we'll do a little building that'll be like, okay, so that'll be polyethylene. And maybe on this side we'll do Teflon kind of thing. Just kind of like a little small one. Nothing too fancy, but I thought that would be kind of cool. And we could branch off. You know, the main line would come down here, which I have laid some cable, but we haven't fully on that. So that's kind of what I am thinking. Now, unfortunately, creative style building, like aesthetic building, is the absolute last thing I have time for. So that is why all this stuff is still sitting in here. I just don't have a whole lot of extra time to do that. So when I sit down to play, I'm like, okay, what kind of sort of progression are we going to get done today? I do that, and then if I have some extra time, then I start building out. But that just takes a very long time. But yeah. All right, so enough talking. And let's get going here. So we did do these recipes. Now the indium gallium. And that goes in a thing with a 1, that's right. That can go in there. I'm gonna need another pattern in there. There are so many mixing recipes, but I will probably replace these with a excuse me, with a multi-block mixer. And then, all right, so the Qubit wafers, we are going to need a large chemical reactor. We're probably going to do it this way, I think. Either way, it's either you use more radon or you use more molten gallium arsenide. Either way, we're going to have to mine the stuff. So it's like, do we worry about gallium and arsenide having to mine that, or do we worry about sphalerite and galena if we do it this route? I do wish this one had maybe gave it like 2 or something like that. I do feel like this is a much easier recipe. Especially if you have a farm, the ender seeds or whatever. If you've gotten those, it's much easier. I do need to get the redstone lily. So that is another thing, actually. I think I will do that today. Alright, so I need to get a thing going here. Now the Qubit wafers need IV? No, they need EV. This is 45 seconds though. This is, I could actually throw them on here. But these take their own amount of time to get done. I was like, what is that? But they're actually different. They looked very similar. Yeah, I could do them in there, but then I would have to supply that with radon, which, I mean, I guess I could just throw another input hatch to radon. I mean, I guess that's on a... I mean, that's not too difficult. P2P, I guess. Did we? I don't remember what we set up down below. No, we have. Yeah, we have set the. Yeah, because we're filling this with radon. So I guess we'll do it like right here. That shouldn't be too much, right? getting low on cables too. That. And then connect those two, and that should keep that filled. So, yep, there we go. There is the radon in there. I think that's right. Just, it's good to get it going at least. So, Qubit. Do I have everything? Can't remember what the... Isn't that glowstone? Are we low on glowstone? Is that... I may need to turn it back on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, cool. So that is going. Now the quantum circuits, I think when we are doing the assembly line, we're going to need lots of ZPM quantum circuits. I think... You know what, while we're here, why don't I do these recipes? So we'll have... Oops. Oh boy. Quantum here. Why don't we do it this way? This way is easier. There we go. So quantum processor is the IV tier. The LUV tier. Which I don't think I have those automated. And then the ZPM tier. Now, I think instead of doing these capacitors, I think I will actually do those. It's quicker. And you need 4 times less. So I think I'm actually just going to do that recipe there. I throw these in here. Now, once I get this fully automated, we will remove these. They will be replaced with these recipes. I could actually like we'll do this. So that will be the things we will be using, and then eventually these will get phased out. Yeah, I like that. Man, these recipes are just so long. That is the annoying bit. So we'll definitely have to sort that out. All right, so there is our Qubit wafer. And then we need to cut that down, which is not a problem. I really should name these. It would make this so much easier. But, man, do I love having 4 rows of recipes in one interface. That is just so amazing. Just double checking everything works. Awesome. This actually does not get... That actually does not get... automated with... doesn't get automatically filled with lubricant. I haven't actually... I haven't actually finished that. It goes through it quite slow. I don't think I've actually filled this up since we have built it, so not that big of a deal at this point. But all right, so there's the qubit, and then we need the last bit, which is the quantum. I think we are, yeah, we should be good with that. Now the major things before we start looking at the assembly line now, we are going to have to fully automate our platinum line. We need thousands of platinum. I may have a couple hundred at this point, but yeah, I only have 56 at this point. So that is going to have to be 100% fully automated with that. And I don't, it's not that big of a deal, but it's lots of different things that we need to sort out. All right, is that still going? Is that working? Oh, wait, do we need Ivy? No, we need Ivy. I mixed that. Whoops. All right, I need to get a Ivy assembler for quantum circuits. Right. All right. Totally messed that part up. Whoops. All right, let's cancel that. We are gonna have to craft that up before we can do quantum circuits. I totally forgot about that. All right. So we'll throw that in there for the meantime. I did want to, before I get that is just a whole bunch of crafting now. The circuit, as we know, are kind of a pain, to be honest. But we have all this. We should have everything automated for it, like robot arm. I think we even have one. Yeah, I have 2 robot arms. Conveyor belts are not that bad. I actually have 4. We did get a bunch from our loot bags, if we remember. So here, let's just do this. All right. Well, apparently I have everything for it. And I even have the LUV circuits, the mainframes. So, all right, just kidding. That was easy. We do need to do that. I do also need to get this fully automated. So we can have an assembler with that in it. I don't think I have. Oh, I have. But it's not fully automated. I just did it manually when I need it. Yeah. So I would do the, what is it? Menthol, or... I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. It's not that difficult. Alright, do that. I did just set this up. Did I screw this up? Oh, did I thought I switched the... I remember changing this. I'm like 100% sure I changed this recipe because I remember adding 2 of these to it. Yeah, because I added the thing right. That is really weird. Oh, maybe it was that I changed. Alright, so we'll do this. Alright, that should have done it. I thought I did that, but it was probably the chemically inert things. Alright, cool. There's that. Alright, well that was easy. We have enough for a second one too, actually. Alright, those loot bags are pretty cool, I will say. I don't think I have any more IV ones, but yeah, they were... Oh, I have one. I need to enchant it, though. Alright, so we do have our IV circuit assembly machine. Now, I don't have battery for it, because we don't send our IV power in here. Obviously, we only have that. Now, I can actually replace this. This needs to be kind of upgraded, but I kind of wanted to wait. Because if I do this, I don't actually have to craft up this tier. I can just do it in that multi-block. Because we are probably going to need this. Although this actually, to be honest, that's not even that difficult as I'm looking at that. Let me get this sorted out in here. I actually, yeah, why don't we just craft it? Do I even... I'm sure we're going to need it. I don't remember what for, but usually we have to craft up the precision every tier. Oh, I should do this, actually. Because that unlocks this recipe, which that unlocks that. Like, this is, we're doing this, actually. It's locked behind this recipe. Alright, I do need the nether stars. Question is, how do we want to go get those? I could just go fight the Wither a couple times. We have decent armor. I have flying. I have that really good bow. Instead of doing the other way. Alright, so I got a few things I want to do here. Let me do that and we'll come back. I also want to maybe check out some of the crop stuff to help out leveling up these seeds that I got a very long time ago. Because now this isn't that difficult to craft up. Okay, I've gone ahead and got the 2 upgrades here, and I'm just upgrading underneath. I'm upgrading our clean room to IV power. So I have replaced the machine hull that we had before with an IV one, and I've actually replaced it with a cable diode. If we look at this, it's just the machine hull with a couple added things, not a big deal. This one can actually hold 2 amps. The machine hull can only do 1, so this can actually transfer 2 amps of IV into the thing. And I've just upgraded this whole line. And I moved the transformer that used to be over there to here with the EV energy hatch now. So this should be upgraded. You need to turn it back on. But this should be upgraded to IV, which we can see it's only 2 seconds now as opposed to 4. I think it used to be 6 or 8 or whatever, but it's slowly going down. So that is going to take a second to get back up to 100% before I can do these, but we should be able to basically just plop this stuff down where it was before. You can put that in there. And I guess I could just throw that there, kind of where it was before as well. Still not hooked up to the A system, but it's just because I don't want to put the wafers in with the wrong lens, so I still have to change them manually anyway, so there's no point in hooking up the thing. I could maybe have it like go directly into the A system, but that doesn't really matter. So melodic, that, and we should be good. No explosions. No explosions. Yay. No explosions. Alright, that attention this device needs more power should go away. Because they're completely full. Alright, cool. So we'll just wait for that to finish up. That'll just take a couple minutes. And then we will try again with the quantum things. Also, I had no wither skeletons. Totally forgot about that part. I had this soul sand, no wither skeletons, so I ended up just having to do the balance shards with Thaumcraft to get the Salus Mundus for that recipe. That looks terrifying. This one, which is still a pain because you need 16. That is a lot, but oh well. So we got that done. Do we need... You know what? We probably don't need any of this at this point anymore. I'm not really crafting up. Yeah, let's just leave them. I'm just like, I know the second I disassemble that stuff, we're going to need it. Now these, I for sure don't need anymore, so we will throw that in there and throw that in there and get all this stuff back. Like, why didn't that automatically go in there? Hopefully we didn't void stuff there. It just happened to work out. I'm going to leave this chemical reactor because I do occasionally need just a chemical reactor for something manual, and we'll just throw that back in there. All right, cool. So while that is doing its thing over there, I do want to do some crop stuff. Now there is a few machines. I think there's 3. And depending on the tier that you craft is what we can use, like which tier crop. As we can see, it's you need the tier crop, it's tier plus 2 divided by 2 and blah blah blah. So I think with these very easy ones, I think this is only like tier 1 or 2. We can just use a very basic one, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and do the EV ones. So we need... Don't think we need the scanner. We already have one. We need the gene extractor, the replicator, and the synthesizer. So I'm going to go ahead and build these. I mean, EV emitters. I mean, none of this stuff is overly complicated. But when you get to HV, this is very complicated, but we're in IV now. Almost. No, we're solidly in IV power. So I'll be back. Okay, we had slight change of plans. I did underestimate how much resources these crop things require. And the main problem is the fuel generators. At this point, they're just too expensive. I was going to need 12 LUV circuits, 3 more nether stars, and I was like, nope, just kidding, we don't need that. For the crop that we're doing, the stone lily, we don't need that. So I've just gone ahead and crafted up 2 more data orbs. They're easy enough. They just require a bunch of these chips in a clean room. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, so I've gone ahead and crafted those up. I did do the gene extractor, just because that didn't require any field generators, so I did do that one at that tier. So unfortunately, we're going to be a little split here, but it's not the end of the world. We're only going to be doing this for this. For now, it's going to be this crop, so I'm probably just going to kind of temporarily throw this right here, and then we'll do what we need. So basically, if you don't know anything about the crops, is there's 3 machines. The extractor, which extracts the different, the growth, the whatever off, and like the growth, the resistance, and the gain, and it puts it on a data orb for you. Now I want the species, so let me 1 for specimen. So I want the 1. Oh, that does not have a thing on it. All right, I actually need to physically put the thing in there, which I didn't realize that. Also, while I'm here, I should... No, that to that. All right, so there is a 1. While I'm here, I should craft up those quantum circuits, because we should be good now. We'll let that craft up. So we're going to put a 1 in here. Or let's put the data orb in first, and then we'll put the 1. Should consume it. It'll consume the data orb. And then when we get it back, it will have a species of the red stone lily on it. Now, I also want some better stats. So let me look. I'm sure I have, well, I know I have lots of different things from all our breeding. So stick read. Say I want 15. I wouldn't mind having a much higher thing, which I probably do over here somewhere. The gain has been the hardest one for me to get, so I do have some 11. I have a 1710 there, so I may actually get these seeds. Now, I do need to have this fully grown, and I don't want this to harvest it, so yeah, so what are we going to do, like 15, 11? I think that should be fine for a tier 1. Yeah, I'm actually going to break that. So this can fully grow. Let me harvest it or whatever, get the seed out of it. We should get it back with those stats. In the meantime, we'll probably do... We'll do 2 of these. I don't need any resistance. That just adds to the nutrients and stuff that you need. So there's no point in doing that. So there we go. We got a red stone lily on there. It does consume the seed. So I want the resistance and the growth. So a 2 and a 4, right? Yeah. We'll do that. 2. I'll come back for the other one. Or as soon as I put this in, I can just use it. So we'll do that. A new one of that. And that. Alright, so that will be the growth stat and then the resistance stat. And then the last one we need is the gain, which I'll get from that crop. But as we can see, you do consume the crop, so it's good to have extra. So let me wait for that. We'll come back in a second. And also, while we're here, I just realized there is a... I should have waited, because I didn't hold all this stuff in my hand. No! Alright, well, I wasn't doing 8 at once anyway. Alright, we'll have to come back and we'll finish that quest, I think. But there is our quantum. We just don't get credit for it. Which I do want, because... actually, these don't give any. They give good stuff, but I really want these loop eggs. Alright, we are back, and as I was waiting for the thing to grow, I realized that crop is like a really high tier crop. It's like a tier 10, I believe. And if you didn't know, you can see the thing in here. So if we do Ender Bloom, that is a tier 10 crop. Well, the way these machines work, as we can see, it needs the tier plus 2, which would be 12 divided by 2. It needs a tier 6 machine. So that is, I believe, LUV. Well, I don't have that. So I ended up just using a spruce bonsai. I think I had a 10. Well, I did have a 10 of a spruce bonsai somewhere in here. So the stats I have is the red stone lily, 15 growth, 10 gain, and 0 resistance. Now, eventually, when I finally get this stuff leveled up, it just takes such a long time. We will actually do we'll do like perfect crops, which I think are like, what is it, like 23 growth and 31 gain or something like that is like the perfect crops, which we did in our first season. I don't remember the exact numbers that we need. All right, so we do have our stuff. So we can look at here, we have a crop replicator. Basically, the crop replicator lets you throw a seed in there and duplicate it. So if I wanted another red stone lily seed, basically put one in there, throw some UU matter in there, and it depends whatever crop you need is how much UU matter. So the replicator requires one whole bucket of UU matter per tier. So unfortunately, you can't really get into this stuff until you start producing lots of UU matter. So the stone lily is, thankfully, that is a tier 1 crop. So we'd only need one bucket. But what we're going to do is create the first one. So basically, the crop synthesizer, you put the 4 data orbs in. So we'll put I want a red stone lily, I want a 15, I want a 10 growth, and then 0 resistance. And you feed it UU matter, and then it creates that seed for you. So basically, what we can do after we do this is, if I ever want to create another crop with 15, 10, and 0 stats, I can just throw in a new species and it'll create that thing. So I don't actually have to level up each crop when we do that. I just need to get the data orbs of that thing that I want. So basically, we'll level up stickreed until we get the 31. We'll level up stickreed until we get the 23. And then I can get the perfect crops with just some UU matter. Now, the synthesizer requires tier plus 2 divided by 2, which is a tier 1. So we're good there. And it needs a crop tier divided by 2 times 1 bucket of UU matter per crop. So tier 1 is, I think we're going to use 500. I think it's going to be half a bucket per crop, I think. Now we don't have to replicate our, what am I doing? Why am I going up there? Our crops, we can just have them spread. But if I literally want every single one to have a 15, 10, 0, we will do UU matter. And we're getting it relatively fast, didn't we? Haven't we got like 200 something since started recording? And there. Now the only other minor issue here, and I'll probably have to fix that with batteries. If it doesn't work, we'll have to come back next episode, because I will fill up some batteries from this transformer, because the crop synthesizer, it does say it takes in 16 amps. I don't know if that's always or what, but we can only output 4 amps of LV. So I'm going to throw this in here and see what it does. And hopefully it works. If it doesn't, yeah, I did have a bit of a feeling that might be an issue. All right. So it uses an HV, but I am going to have to, let's turn that off. I'm going to craft up a battery buffer and throw 16 batteries in it. And then we can get our red stone lily seed. And yeah, so that's going to take me a little bit of time. We don't have 16 batteries. I have like 4 right over here. But we can easily craft up more and get a 16 slot battery buffer. That should not be a problem. But we'll have to come back next episode for that. So anyway, that's going to be for today. So thanks for watching. We'll also do our loot bags as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. And as always, thank you very much to my Patreons. If you want to join Patreon or my Discord, the links are below. So thanks very much and have a good one.